Hi guys, Wet Mammal here. Today we're doing something a little bit different. It's been requested numerous times and I thought it'd be pretty cool to do. So we're going to start with making a brine and then teach you guys how to smoke fish and hopefully convince you guys that Australian salmon is worth shooting and worth eating because it is bloody delicious. You just need to smoke it, boys, I'm telling you. Kilos of fish. So I've got about 3.5–4 litres of water in there. I'm going to chuck in about 800 grams of salt and about 400 grams of brown sugar. The onion powder, I bloody hate onions, but onion powder is surprisingly good for cooking. It doesn't make sense, but there you have it. And then garlic powder. So I just add those into the brine just to give it a little something. Again, I don't really use measurements in my cooking, I just kind of eye it in. And we'll just slice that. Beautiful. Yeah, cool. That's about 200. So that was roughly 800 grams of salt. This is going to be roughly 400 grams of brown sugar. Oh, that's about right. Cool. And then we have the onion powder. Again, you kind of just add this to season. Again, I don't really use measurements. I just kind of eye things in, and it's been trial and error over the past couple of years, and it just kind of works. I'll give my small lady, Millie, a shout out because she actually made the best brine a couple of weeks ago for a salmon that just turned out absolutely delicious. So that's kind of that, and then you can either get stuck in with your hands. I've got a cut at the moment, so I'm gonna edit this and yeah, appear with bing. There you go. I don't know if that edited out well, but yeah, I've got a spoon now, so I'm just going to give this a good mix in. The best way to do this that I know of is you shoot your salmon, you take it out of the water, you fillet it, and then you chuck it into a brine, put it in the fridge overnight for like 12 hours, and then you smoke it. There's my salmon, so I'm going to chuck him in the brine and let it kind of thaw out. There's your bastard trumpeter, it's been filleted. I'm going to use brown sugar. This Texan style smoky rub. Never used it before, but we'll give it a go. Apologies about the light as well, I've only just seen him play back. I'm doing a bit of editing whilst the smoking's happening. You can kind of just do what you want with this. Brown sugar. So this is a dry rub, which smells pretty good. Be interesting to see how this comes out. Giving it some awesome colour. Voila. Yum. That's the side that we care about.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Okay, good morning guys. It's about 6:30, 7 AM in the morning. We've let the salmon sit in the brine overnight, which has gone in the fridge. So that will be lovely. The bastard trumpeter, we're going to do a dry rub for that and smoke it dry. See how that goes. I just wanted to run you through the smoker because I know a lot of people don't get to come into contact with smokers that often. This is the base, and it's basically just got a little door there, so you can kind of chuck your wood chips in or your coals in if you want to add more coals later on. This is where you'll build your coal mound, so you'll just basically build like a ring of coals, and yeah, just keep it topped up with coals over the day. This is where this little puppy goes, so he just sits on neatly inside there. Water dish, so you put water in here, about a litre and a half, depends how much you're smoking, and that will just help regulate temperature. It will help keep temperature at a fairly constant degree, which is really handy while smoking. The grill, and this is what the fish will actually sit on. So the fish fillets will just get laid across there. I always lube it up with a bit of olive oil to stop the skins from sticking. Then we have the lid. The lid's got a temp gauge. Temp gauge does a pretty important job, so you can keep an eye on how hot your smoker is. I don't ever really go past like 100, 110 degrees on the smoker, because of you only really want to bring the fish up to about 70 degrees. And you can measure the internal temperature of the fish fillets with a digital thermometer, which is perfect. And then you've got this little vent here. The purpose of the vent is basically to choose how smoky you want it. If you want to kind of allow some more airflow, you open it right up. I rarely ever do that, except for maybe towards the end of the smoke. But apart from that, I kind of keep it closed. I really like a smoky taste. We smoke them with cherry and alder wood chips, which you can buy at pretty much like any barbecue store. You can buy a variety of chips. I like smoking with hickory, is a really common one that everybody knows, the taste of hickory, smoked hickory. So the chips come like this. They're just wood chips. That's all they are. Just wood chips. Before you use them for smoking though, put them in warm water, and that just helps soak into the wood a bit quicker. But you want to soak for minimum like around 30 minutes into your chips, just so that they're nice and wet and they give off more smoke, so they don't just burn out and set fire basically. Okay, just drained the water out of my wood chips. They've had a really nice soaking for about an hour, so we're just going to chuck them onto the tissue. With the hole sizes, it doesn't really matter. There's no exact science to it, or at least, I don't know, there will be an exact science to it, but this works. So yeah, I've got 3 bundles, 1, 2, 3. Right, so now we're going to basically build a fire. We're using these guys today. Honestly, brand I don't think matters. I just buy whatever the shop has. Some people swear by certain brands and say, oh, this is better, it gives more, blah blah blah, and they've all got premium quality guaranteed plastered on the front. But yeah, regardless, coals, that's all you want, just coals. I'm going to open it up with a fish knife, obviously because of my Spearo. So we're just going to fill up this handy little device, which I got at Aldi for like 10 bucks. The coals in there, the fan on, because of it will get smoky, and then we've just got heat just going into it. The second round of coals are now on, and they're looking pretty good. That sound effect was mine. Before you start smoking, our coals are doing good. They've got 10 minutes to kind of chill and heat up a little bit further. We want to take our salmon out of the brine and dry them off. So you literally just take them out. If we're clever about this, we can do something like that. So we take them out, put them on the tissue, and then we just kind of pad them dry. That's going to be our final resting place for the salmon before they go on. So you just take the tissue. Fillet, nice little one. So yeah, we're just going to let them air dry for a little bit. Now the brine. What to do with the brine once you finish with the fish? It's simple, you drink it. No, just kidding, you don't want to drink this, just throw it away. Right, so now we're ready to smoke. We've got our fish prepped. It was in brine overnight for like 12 hours. Our wood chips have been soaked, they've been foil bagged. The fish has been dabbed off dry, and then wind dried just for a little bit outdoors. Our coals are piping hot. Happy days. Add some water. The top layer can now go on. Easy as that. Then the grill, which is a bit warm. Yeah. Never used this before. The lid, normally I just put olive oil onto some paper towel or some kitchen roll, and then just kind of rub the grill so it's nice and lubricated. It'll still stick, but it's a lot better than just putting it on raw. Time to add the smoke. Let's go. Open that up. Bon voyage. That didn't really go anywhere. And bon voyage. We'll get like a little prodding stick and just prod them in a bit better. So yeah, she's good to go. So the temperature now is just rising up to about 70 degrees. That'll probably go up to about 110 given how much coal's inside. Very excited. Right. So all systems go. Let's chuck them on. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have smoke, baby! Doesn't have the same ring to it. I'll leave it to you, Brody. So just open it up. It's coming up good. So there's the bastard trumpeter, obviously, and the rest. Okay, so a quick little update. I've taken the lid off, or the midsection off like this, and then I've just chucked some new coals on top because the last ones were starting to burn out and the temperature was dropping. So just new coals, and then I've put the other bag of wood chips in there as well, and just sprinkled some loose wood chips around, which is why it's really smoky at the moment. The temperature will come back up, which will be nice, and then yeah, we'll continue to smoke. This is what the fish look like at the moment. Voila, beautiful. So, it's going to be delicious. Alright, so we're 4 hours into the smoke now. You're just going to want to keep on topping up your smoker with wood chips. When you see that the smoke's like completely died off, just top it up with more wood chips. The initial 3 bundles that I've used, they've been spent, and now I'm just using wood chips that are slightly already wet, and I'm literally just chucking them in on top of the coals, and they're producing this really lovely smoke that's coming through. So we'll just have a quick little look. I think the last time we checked on them was at like the 1.5 to 2 hour mark, but this is the 4 hour mark, so they are coming up real nice and good. You can probably eat them at this stage. So it's about 1:15. I've just put some more smoked chips in, the cherry and alder, so this is what the smoke is coming through now. The temperature's at 100 degrees, and I've just moved around all the coals basically just to get the ash off them so they continue to burn well and they don't suffocate. We're at the end of our smoke. We've had it on for about 6 hours and I'm quite happy with the taste, so let's have a look at that. Beautiful. Here we have it. There's our smoked salmon. All of it. It is just absolutely beautiful. It's just kind of pulling apart. Yum. So good. The flavours come out on top. One thing I have noted, the dry mix, the dry rub on the bastard trumpeter, the flavours also kind of transferred a little bit onto the salmon. Nowhere near as much as the bastard trumpeter, but it has a little bit. Get a load of that. That's bastard trumpeter. Still moist. Perfect. Tastes so good. So we're just going to bag this up and then eat it in sandwiches. So good. Eat it in sandwiches, stir it into pasta, kind of do whatever you want with it. I'll just eat some of it out of the bag as well and just snack on it. I don't normally make my brine in a plastic tub. I usually use glass because if it doesn't react and it doesn't soak in a little bit to the plastic. And a few things were done differently because I'm down here at my nan's, so like I didn't have kosher salt and stuff like that, but ultimately, in a nutshell, that's how you smoke. This is what you create, and it's mega. You can take the fish out earlier than this. You don't need to brown it right off like this. The heat actually jumped up a little bit. It went to about 120 at one point. So you can just add water to control the temperature a bit more. But I'm absolutely chuffed. This is delicious. I can't wait to get stuck in. And yeah, I've got smoked salmon for days. So seriously, smoked salmon, give it a try. One of the most underrated fish in Australia. So good. Alright, catch ya. Hope you enjoyed.